I'm Pooh Bearing it right now. Now, when you think of Winnie the Pooh, you probably think of that classic children's book series or cartoon.
Here we are.
Go on.
Look inside. Huh.
Is that me?
That's you.
I'm so big.
You're double XL.
Or you think of that infamous Family Feud answer.
Real or fictional? Name a famous Willie.
Willie the Pooh?
Not this guy combining my most recent video on Winnie the Pooh and my most successful video ever on Willy Wonka.
Winnie the Pooh?
So you may have seen that the second Winnie the Pooh Blood and Honey movie has arrived and people are talking about it for two big reasons. One, it's another Winnie the Pooh horror movie since the character entered public domain. And two, it has 100% on Rotten Tomatoes. Now, any movie getting 100% on Rotten Tomatoes is newsworthy enough, regardless of what you think of that website. But considering the first movie got 3%, this is one hell of a turnaround. But before we look into why the sequel is apparently now the best movie ever made, I thought we should recap the first one. And it saves you watching it instead, so you're welcome. I just saved an hour or more of your life with this video. I'm a goddamn hero. My video exploring my Blood and Honey 2 is so popular, you can find that link in the description below. But for now, let's get into it. So it starts off with exposition through these sketches, which just makes me think I downloaded the wrong diary for Wimpy Kid movie. Christopher Robin meets Winnie and his friends in the woods, and despite them being monsters or something, he's like, nah, they're alright, I'm sure. But when he stops giving them food because he pisses off to college to be a doctor, they starve and decide to eat Eeyore. Then they swear against their humanity and they all decide that Christopher Robin is a dick. And they'll f***ing have him if he ever shows his face here again. The movie then Avengers Endgames us with a 5-year time jump. Christopher returns to the woods bringing his latest sword to show her his monster friends because he doesn't want any secrets between them or for her to think he's loco. She thinks that he believes they're real, but it was just his imagination running wild. Brother! They find the place where they used to hang and the girl knows she's in a low budget horror movie and wants to leave, but Chris is like, nah pussy, come on. And oh damn, that opening narrator wasn't lying to us. They find a drawing of Chris, which makes them realise that they're not friends anymore. They hear Big Win-Win coming in, so they hide. They wait till he's asleep to sneak out, but they're caught by Piglet, who kills woman whose name I can't remember. And Chris runs off with Piggles hunting him down. But it's actually Pookie Pooh Bear who finds him, and he's cornered by both him and Piglet. Now, you can argue that this was a move made because it's more scary, but we all know it's because they had zero budget, so we only see this through sketch drawings. And they cook Christopher!
Oh my god!
And then we get sort of unnecessary opening credits, to be honest. And it's just loads of news reports saying things like, don't go down to the woods today, you're sure for a sighting of a mutilated body. Then one of the whitest women I've ever seen in my life is having a therapy session talking about how she's scared of everything in the world. She gives me the impression she's like that woman from the Catherine Tate show. She's had some trauma involving some bloke she's worried is still out there somewhere, so her therapist said, just go for a holiday, mate. So she chooses the second worst place possible because Chatham in Kent wasn't on her radar, apparently, even though this place looks like it could be, not gonna lie. And she heads to 100-acre woods. She stops to fill up her car and for some reason thinks somebody might be here.
I don't think there's anyone here.
Cue somebody being here and boom! Mr. Creepy appears, looking like Freak Show from Harold and Kumar. He states the obvious and is like, obviously there's no petrol in love, and she moves on. Anyway, this group of TikTokers arrive at the house that they're staying in, and the nerdy one makes them hand over their phone so that they're disconnected while on their retreat. What could go wrong, right? Then they start asking where their other mate is, and it cuts to Lindsay Lohan from Wish over here, who has no signal on her phone, and she's just completely lost.
Can you call me as soon as you get this? Because I have no clue where I'm going. Call me as soon as you get this, because I have no clue where I am.
So she does the sensible thing and walks into the woods, where she meets the man of the hour who has this hilarious run. I'm not sure what her run is either, though, to be honest. I think it's pretty obvious here that the sequel is going to be about Winnie's child, because there's no way you're telling me that he ain't pregnant. Look at him. And then we get the cliche horror move where the girl thinks she's safe, and boom! Just like a laxative, we get a surprise poo. And then we get tits! Which makes my rating for this movie go up tenfold and means I have to censor this for YouTube. And then Winnie just smashes her head against the side of a wood chipper like he's Nikita with Thurn Britton in Big Brother. And don't worry children, she's fine. She wanted to be turned into jam. And for some reason Gunther's theme song from WWE plays. Then back to the house and this girl has set up this room all romantical for a girlfriend and she's like, what's the matter? Are you not into it? And she's like, no. Then we see more tits and this girl doing what I do every time I get a new subscriber. Our main girl tells the others about her ordeal with her stalker, and the flashback just gives vibes of Voldemort killing Harry's parents for me. I don't know why. She says the police didn't give a toss, which is probably the most realistic thing in the movie so far. And is that not the bloke from the petrol station? Are they just reusing the same actor now? Then we see Piglet really cares for the environment and is using this exercise bike to power their evil lair. And then surprise! Maybe it wasn't low budget, maybe it was just a plot twist to make you think. Because we see that Christopher Robin isn't dead, and he's just hanging with his old pal again. Literally. And Pooh has the same amount of facial muscle movement as Simon Cowell these days. Chris begs for his life and makes Pooh remember the good old days. And then Pooh remembers that Christopher once said like 15 years ago or whatever that I'll never leave you. And he's like, bitch, that is what you did.
You son of a bitch!
And this makes the honey drip from his mouth more, or he's just salivating a lot right now, I don't know. Pooh then acts like Mr. Garby just heard a student correct his pronunciation of a name and starts trashing the place.
Because it's pronounced Aaron?
Son of a bitch! You done messed up, Aaron!
And then he goes all 50 Shades of Pooh on him. And then to spice things up even more, he brings another person into the fold. Again, the Pooh gang proving how eco-friendly they are and how they let nothing go to waste and just recycle flesh to make a good old stew. And use the blood for cleaning water. Pooh and his girlfriend go for an evening stroll, but he dumps her when he hears that there's a party with hotter girls going on. Tits McGee is in the hot tub and she's cheating! She got her phone back to take snaps for her Instagram sibs. Then she sees how Pooh has photobombed her and she's not having him stream snipe her like that. She thinks it might be the geezer who was stalking her mate, but she can't see him anymore, so she literally just says, "You ain't ruining my evening, creep," and voluntarily puts herself back in danger.
Whatever. You're not ruining my holiday, you fat freak.
Eric and Rowan of the Wyatt family of course appear behind her and turn this party up a notch. And for no reason whatsoever other than to have a more creative death in this movie, I suppose, they decide to kill her in the most unnecessary and over-the-top way. And with Pooh driving at the speed of my nan, he crushes her with the wheel of the car in an effect that doesn't look great, to be honest. The other girls hear it, and this girl would rather run towards the Scream in the Woods than be in the Blood and Honeymoon suite with this girl who she's clearly not into. Two of the other girls find their mate, and I don't know why they're overreacting this much. She strikes me as the type that always looks like this at the end of a party. They run into the house to see that a much better horror movie is being suggested to them.
Whoever it is probably wrote that.
How do you do it, Sherlock? They see Poohy and he has bees swarming around him. What? Is that just from all the honey, or is that a power he has now? So she freaks out thinking it's her stalker again, and the other girls go to get weapons, and all of a sudden this bitch remembers she has a gun.
I've got a gun. Let's go, I've got a gun.
I thought this was British, not American. Embrace your culture, love, stick with a knife. And instead of shooting on sight, she doesn't. Then in an LGBT attack, Piglet attacks the couple when the slowest chase scene ever happens. And then boom! Big Pig with a hammer. Get it? Hammer? Crack myself up. The other girls find her dead in the pool, and Winnie and Piglet don't want to be completely cancelled, so they keep one lesbian alive and take her with them.
I want to play a game.
Pooh somehow senses that she's woken up, and then just bitch slaps her like 15 times. Pooh is just into kinky shit in this movie, honestly. The girls rescue their mate and they hear a scream, which would be so funny if it was Christopher.
What the f was that?
Wait, it actually was, what? They save Chris, but they hear the scream again, which proves his innocence, and they run off to find whoever that is. They find this woman and they ask what happened to her, and I'm sorry, but I cannot take this line seriously.
What happened to you?
Pooh, Piglet.
The subtitles are so wrong and so funny here too.
What have he done to you?
Piglet. S'mores me. Whatever it was.
They save her after waiting like half an hour asking her questions. And then while they escape, she sees her reflection and freaks out, deciding, no, I'm not going anywhere until they're dead. She taunts Piglet to bait him out so that she can shoot him, but the gun turns out to be as good as a chocolate teapot. Pooh comes from behind her and performs the neck version of the whooshy finger hold, which makes Piglet laugh his head off, and then Pooh finishes in her face, and Piglet puts her out of misery. Pooh spots the girls, and one of them stays behind and smacks Piglet with the hammer. The other two girls try to defend themselves with the red flower, and then leg it with Pooh still chasing after them. The girl back at the camp has tied up Piglet and taunts him about how she's going to get revenge for him killing her girlfriend, the woman he just mauled to death, and the hot tub streamer. And somehow Pooh senses this. He runs back to camp, hits her with the choke slam, of course, being kinky again.
Oh yeah, Daddy.
And then makes her deep throat a knife. Down to the final two, when Pooh is just swinging at the cameraman instead of running after them, to be honest. They stop a car full of blokes who all look the same, and then this one from Pirates of the Caribbean spots Winnie Myers over here. Instead of just driving away, they stop and debate how that can't be a human or a bear, and these much older guys want to impress these much younger girls and try to take Pooh down.
You like picking on small girls, do ya?
Like looking at little girls, do ya? Like getting him to go to parties with you where you can touch him, do ya?
You f***ing nonce.
You nonce.
And then a build-up which goes on for like a year happens until they finally start beating the shite out of Winnie, who just stands there and no-sells it. It just makes him angrier, so he Hulk Hogan's up, and somehow he is like 15 feet tall now and uses his signature bitch slap move on this bloke. What? Anyway, this turns that guy into Two-Face. Then he cuts this guy's hand off with just this, and then crushes something that's supposed to be his head but definitely isn't. Winnie now has the power to summon bees confirmed and sends them after him. Where was this move earlier, mate? You probably could have saved Piglet. The girls try to drive away, but Pooh stops the car and climbs into the back and then on top of the car while they're still moving. I'm not sure what she thinks she's achieving here. So the main girl slams the brakes and they crash, but then when she comes to, she sees Pooh dragging away not the main girl, who doesn't have final girl armour, and Winnie tries to give the main girl head. He drags her out the car and he's happy as Larry. He's about to stab her, but psych, bitches, we forgot Big Chris has escaped and he mows down his childhood teddy bear. Winnie then is more blood than honey and he gets knocked down, but he sure as hell gets up again. And once again, the slowest chase scene happens as the cars explode behind them. Winnie grabs main girl and Chris is still saying the same lines he's been saying all movie. He begs for Pooh to spare her and kill him instead because it's him that he wants, and he tries appealing to Pooh's better nature. She's like, don't be stupid mate, he'll kill you. And he's like, no, he saved me once, so I must save him and I'll stay with you Pooh, I'll never leave you again, just don't kill— oh, never mind. Slay, Pooh, slay. Pooh speaks for the first time in this bit and I have to turn subtitles on to hear what he said, and apparently it's... yeah, that's what you get for popping out for milk for 15 years, Dad. I mean, Chris. Pooh just continues to kill main girl over and 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 over again while Chris leaves. Again. Man, some people just never learn their lesson, do they? And yeah, then the movie ends. Thank God this movie is... Pooh! So moral of the story, don't leave your childhood friends or toys behind. Damn. In this universe, Andy from Toy Story or that girl who left Jessie is so screwed. If you enjoyed this video, make sure you drop a like and let me know what you thought down in the comments below. Drop a subscribe too, I'd really appreciate it, and check out the other videos here on this channel while you're here. Take care guys, don't let the bastards grind you down, and I'll see you and Pooh in Blood and Honey too.
I don't believe in destiny, I just do what's best for me. Don't listen to my enemies, they're just full of jealousy. Yeah, this legacy, you gon' see what's left of me. You gon' see success in me, you ain't seen the rest of me. I just wanna be the best at what I know, better than the rest, just watch me grow. Put me to the test and watch me go. This is my quest, I'ma make it known. They call me obsessive, oh I know. Call me selective with my notes. Pooh!